regular meeting of council, August 23rd, 2023.
You're looking for a motion?
Yes, please.
To approve the minutes of the August 23rd meeting?
Yes.
I will make that motion.
Any errors or omissions? All in favor? Carried. 7-1, finance. Accounts paid as of September 11th, 2023. Can I get a motion, please?
I'll make the motion.
Any questions with regards to the accounts paid? All in favor?
Nope, I have a question.
Oh, sorry.
I was doing a little bit of, as I was reading through the agenda package last night, I had done a little bit of calculating, and I had asked a few meetings ago and a couple of times questions with regards to the redacted items on the accounts payable, and I have a couple questions. If you do the math, I was, just so that everybody's clear, I was told that I believe it was the redacted items were cell phone reimbursements and something else that was fairly benign. But when you add up the redacted items on the accounts payable, the June 28th meeting, the redacted items equal to $64,092. The July 26th redacted items equal to $146,430. And September 13th, this most recent, the redacted items equal to $81,827,000. I would like an explanation. Those are pretty high cell phone bills.
Mayor Deck, members of council, is I'd have to take a look at those numbers and check back with our record.
I would like to request I would like to request a recess right now, and I would like to know.
We don't have that availability right now.
Okay.
Can I ask a question with regards to this?
You bet.
The redacted items are also the staff salaries all
Yes,
inclusive?
they are.
So
No,
it's
they're,
not,
no, they're not. The staff salaries are all listed, the staff are all listed, and their paychecks are not indicated.
But
The
they're included in
redacted
the
items
numbers.
I asked about, and I was told, and it is on recording, Mr. O'Malley, that those are cell phone reimbursements. A cell phone reimbursement for $64,000. And
It also includes, if I may, it also includes salaries, even though the numbers are.
Whose
are
salaries?
showing-
all of our
staff
salaries, the
No.
staff and everything.
you
all-
might wanna take a look at that.
We
The
certainly do.
salaries are not listed, the paychecks are not
But
listed.
they're included in the final numbers. The
Yes,
total
what
is
are the
they're not
redacted
itemized.
items?
They're not itemized, but the overall, even if you don't see the number.
What
it's
are the
still-
redacted
Point of
items?
order.
Order, there can only be two back and forth.
Okay, thank you, I would like an
before we're
answer
done.
to my question, I'm still on my first. What are the redacted
done.
items?
Mayor Deckins, in relation back to those reports, is I'll take a look at them and we'll report back to the next meeting. I don't have those handy to look at to calculate.
You have no idea.
All redacted items are protected under FOIA. Any item that is not listed on here is redacted, including all of the salaries, so it's a cumulative. You will have what staff are paid, what council paychecks are, what everybody's paycheck is, because it's not right that we would give out the staff's paychecks. So that would,
It's still included
a
in
month, the whole monthly payroll is in that item. You want an itemized list of
Yeah,
that?
I do.
Can you provide that at the next meeting?
We'll provide an update, but we
Thank
will
you.
provide an itemized number of what each member of staff got paid.
Good, no problem. No, that's fine. I also have another question then. There are a couple of, checks, check sequences that are missing. And I believe this was from the July period, from the 21st of July to the 27th of July.
Is this on this?
Well, no,
Is
this
this
is,
on this?
this is pertaining to accounts payable.
No, this accounts payable. We're dealing with September 11th, 2023.
I can ask later.
Motion to accept the accounts paid as of September 11th, 2023. All in favor? Carried. 7.2, 2023 tax sale public auction report. I believe this is Monique.
Mayor, Deck, members of council, the purpose of this report is to report to council on the tax sale public auction that took place on August 25th at 10 a.m. There were 2 properties that went to public auction. Legal description southeast of 10, 5623-4, and plan 072-6233, block 36, lot 40. No bids were received on either property. Therefore, as per the tax forfeiture regulations, a municipality may become the owner of a parcel immediately after the public auction if the parcel is not sold at the auction. In this case, one of the properties is a residence. Administration has contacted a lawyer to assist with the proper way of addressing this matter, and the residential property has been added to the town insurance. As of September the 7th, 2023, no information has been received as to the next steps from the lawyer because they are in hearings. Administration has been assured that the lawyer will be contacting us no later than September 11th, and I did talk to them, and they are in hearings, so we are expecting a letter of recommendation in the very near future. Because it is a residential property and there's people living there, administration wanted to ensure that everything was followed properly. This is my.
And that's the first tax auction we've had here.
Years.
Has anybody been recommended? And no one showed up?
Nobody.
Council Barry?
Does that result in the town of Gibbons owning both properties?
Right at this moment, we are assuming such, but until we get recommendation from the lawyer on how to proceed, the administration has been proactive in putting insurance on the properties in case of something going awry. But, I couldn't say until we get the lawyer's recommendation, and I
Okay.
will present that to council.
And the second property was just
It's
land?
vacant, raw land.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you.
Can I get a motion to accept this information, please?
I'll make that motion.
Thank you. All in favor? Carried. 9.1, live streaming of council meeting, verbal update, please.
Mayor Deck, members of council, is as a result of our last meeting is that there is some uncertainty over the different style and level of live streaming that council wants. So administration is making arrangements to bring in the 2 premier firms, we've received the most feedback in a positive nature, can come in and actually do a presentation to council on how it actually can work. In addition, in the meantime, because since our last meeting, myself and Chris were away on holidays, so we are actually going to attend via live stream a number of the other council meetings and what they use to get a better sense of how they operate, including Bonnecourt and Warrenville, which were used as examples, to see how effective it is in actually running the documentation that we need as going forward. So we wanted to report that as an information update, and I know Chris is working to make the arrangements to have that happen at our next meeting.
Can I get a motion to accept this information, please?
I'll make that motion.
Questions? All in favor? Sorry, Norm?
Okay, so Amber was the one that brought this up. Originally, I thought that she was going to provide us with more information, as according to what she said at that meeting.
I didn't.
You didn't bring that up, you didn't put that on the agenda?
Sure I did, but I never said it's not my job to bring more information. I said that.
No, you said that, and I may be mistaken, that you had talked to people from Bonnecourt and
Yeah.
Warrenville, and you were gonna bring forth their input.
No, I didn't.
Okay, my mistake.
I asked if administration had asked our neighbors. I can certainly go through the recording.
All in favor? Carried. 9.2, community engagement.
Mayor Deck, members of council, in follow-up to our previous meeting, is that I went through and I've reviewed a number of other municipalities, including Innisfail, the city of Leduc, the city of Wetaskiwin, to name a few, as they use an open mic component with their council meetings. So with that is I've looked at some of the processes, trying to keep it as simple and straightforward as possible. If members of council would like to proceed with that. In addition to it, as a mechanism, is that we would have to alter our procedural bylaw to incorporate that in. And so if council provides administration with direction and looking at the general terms, these are some of the terms that other municipalities, including cities, have utilized, is that we would bring forward a proposed bylaw for amendment to the procedural bylaw at the next meeting.
So you're suggesting that we just table this right now and follow up with it next meeting, is that what I'm understanding?
Actually, my recommendation is is straightforward, is that we bring back a proposed amendment to the bylaw as per was sectioned in down below in the recommendation. As presented.
So you want this accepted as just information?
Well, no, actually, as per what's there, if council so
Oh, okay.
chooses.
So we can
Representative
amend,
would
so we
provide
can amend the procedural bylaw
Yeah.
and move forward at bringing this forward. Willis?
Yep.
Can you make a
I'll
motion?
make that motion.
Okay, all in favor? All opposed? Motion carried. 9.3, audit.
Just like an update, please.
Nothing on that.
I thought that we had notified council that it was gonna be at the last meeting in September from the.
Or last minute of, in September.
Yes.
But I believe as if I'm correct, is that our council last meeting in September has actually been canceled due to Alberta Muni. So it would become the first meeting in October.
We have not received the draft yet, Mary, in this council from the audit.
Well, then how could you make, a suggestion that it would have been presented at the end of September? If you haven't heard anything.
It's actually, that was provided by our auditor, Phil Dirks. He's the one that said that they would be ready for the end of September, not us.
Oh, okay.
And we just passed that on. And that was provided.
Okay.
Yeah.
Need a motion to accept this information, please. Thank you, Jay. All in favor? Carried. 10.1, community services grants. Stephanie.
Mayor Deck, members of council, this purpose of this report is to respectfully request that council review the community service grant applications. The following recommended application has been received for a total of $2,671.15. Recommended submissions are Gibbons Minor Fall, for $1,000, Monaco Gibbons Food Bank for $250, the Gibbons Twilight Club for $171.15, Landing Trails PIA for $1,000, and the Ladies Auxiliary Branch 226 Gibbons for $250.
Lori?
I'll make the motion to approve the grant applications that were just presented to us.
Any questions with regards to the community grants? All in favor? Carried. Ten point three. Oh, sorry, 10.2, recognition law.
Recluse myself from this.
Okay. Never mind.
Can we just close that door, please?
All right. Recognition wall recipients of 2023.
members of council, the committee met and we decided that, for the recognition wall for the 2023, recipients, under community builders would be Joseph Kripa, firefighters, elected officials, they have to have 15 years service to get on there, the, Ed Parsons and Ron Smith. Long-term volunteers would be Eleanor Drinkle, Graham Drinkle, Ann Krupa, Vivian Lamore, Braille Rubin, and Diane Sample.
Okay, what, for a motion, please, council?
I'll make the motion that council approve the 2023 recognition wall recipients as presented.
Any questions? All in favor? Carried, or we can come back because he wasn't careful, didn't want to vote for his wife. We're telling Diane you voted against.
Congratulations to Diane.
Ten point three, CAO bylaw.
I was reviewing the bylaws and it turns out the CAO bylaw hasn't been, updated since 1995, if I'm not mistaken. And there are no, obviously, there are no, updates, that reflect the changes from the MGA. So I would like to put a motion forward that, we, revisit the CAO bylaw, to reflect, the current changes and to update it accordingly.
I can't add from the chair,
Yeah.
but can I make a suggestion?
But
That we look at current CAO bylaws from our neighboring municipalities, so they.
yeah, whatever we gotta do, I just think
Yeah.
that 95.
No, I agree.
What, 95 is a long
Yeah.
time ago.
So Mayor Deck, members of council, and Councilor Harris, what administration will do is we'll gather, draft, the bylaws of existing municipalities around what they have and provide it to council.
And can we get a, partial draft bylaw with that so we can get it done sooner rather than later?
Sure, and I'd just like to ensure again that, they reflect the current,
MGA.
legislation under the MGA, which includes the written performance evaluation for the CAO position. Thank you.
All in favor? Carried. Good? 10.4, no. All right. Bylaws and policies, 11.1.
I'll move to rescind those policies.
Do we not need to do these one by one
So you can do them as
as a group? Okay, but let's at least go with, can you give us a brief explanation on the policies that are being removed?
Okay, Chris, if you would. And the reason why you can do them as one is because they're only policies, they're not bylaws.
Right.
Policy 601, advertising for positions for volunteers and town-related boards. Each board handles their own advertising, so that's not a policy that is required. Revision of proposed bylaws. Council has that option always, as Councilor Harris just did with the CAO bylaws, so we don't need a policy that states that council has the ability to put forward a revision for bylaws. Contracted companies on workers' compensation board, it's actually covered in policy 6519, so it's a much newer policy, make sure that it covered that. And policy 1801, revenue handling industrial land. The town actually does not own any land in the industrial park, so there is no need for a policy to say how we will handle the revenue of land we don't own.
All in favor of removing the policies? Carried. 1.2, bylaw, MOG, council code of conduct.
Mayor Deck, members of council, administration was asked to bring back a review of the council code of conduct and put forward a draft. due to the nature of this draft that we're bringing forward, which is more comprehensive than the one that currently exists, we reviewed a number of them, including the city of Spruce Grove, the city of Wetaskiwin, the city of Leduc, and a number of other larger municipalities, including the town of Beaumont. And so based on that, we looked at something that was more comprehensive. But at the same time, with it is because today we're just looking at this information, knowing that it is fairly extensive, that it gives council a little bit more time to review it and, provide feedback to administration before we bring it back at the next meeting. In addition with it is that I just want to draw attention to a particular item, if I could, under 22, under section 22 on this. There's been, of course, the discussion talking about retention of documentation, dealing with, any council code of conduct items. With it is, I just want to bring council's attention to that. So that way we've incorporated that directly into the council code of conduct, moving forward. And we presented, some options on how to word it based on what's out there, but also that I believe that's kind of relevant to our situation. So I just wanted to make sure that council is aware that we've included it in this draft. So therefore will provide a mechanism, but obviously with it is we're accepting the feedback, so when we bring back an amended copy, we can incorporate that into that final draft that we bring forward. I think it's also important in the council code of conduct is the fact that it can only be adopted and changed with all members of council in favor of it and present at a meeting. So it can't be if one council member is missing, it can't be addressed at that time. So everyone has to be together and everybody has to be in favor. So we just wanted to bring that forward.
So an amendment would take 100% vote?
Yeah, in favor.
Like, of this one, or
No,
of?
that's when we bring the final draft, right?
the final
I brought
draft.
forward this, with it, it's more comprehensive, obviously I'm looking to give council between now and the next meeting to review it because it's quite more comprehensive than one that we have been using. And that way we can, any changes or suggested changes, please forward them to me. That way we can present it and incorporate them into the next draft and for council's consideration. So, and we'll look forward to bring forward at the next meeting.
If I may, where does it say that it needs 100%?
Actually, within the bylaws, when you
Unanimous.
take a look at council code of conduct bylaws, it actually requires, that all members of council be in support of it. And I believe that's part of the.
Like we're writing that into the bylaw that says we
And I
need,
believe it's actually part of the direction under, Alberta or the MGA, or under the province.
that there has to be unanimous consent. Okay, if I could ask, when we revisit this, can you find out exactly where, it states that?
Yeah, you bet.
Okay,
I get a motion to accept this information. Maureen,
I'll make that motion.
all in favor? Carried. 12.0, administration reports.
Stephanie.
Mayor Deck, members of council, townwide garage sale September 9th was yet again successful. We sold a similar amount of residential, areas as last year, but we exceeded on the downtown. I personally worked that day and it was busy, weather was perfect, it was lots of fun. Last night was Meet the Community Night, we've seen the highest number of vendors participate to date. Also, we estimate around 400 to 500 people did come and attend that event, so it was great to see everyone out there. National Day for Truth and Reconciliation event is on September 27th at Echo Glen Park. Our fall recreation programs are starting up shortly with classes such as Zumba, yoga, Tai Chi, and more. And then lastly, our Gibbons Family Resource Center just recently changed their hours of operation to coincide with the rest of the town offices for start and finish. So we open at 8:30, close at 4:30, but we will be closed for lunch from 12 to 1 to accommodate breaks and lunch break in there.
Mayor Deck, members of council, 2024 budget preparations have started. Finance has been working on grant reporting, and we're working on renewing occupancy agreements with tenants, working with our IT providers in Shaw to upgrade our internet bandwidth, working on tax enforcement, and working on government required reporting. So because of the trade agreements now, there's a lot more reporting that the municipality has to provide the province. Thank you.
Mayor Deck, members of council, I think we're finalizing for the mayor's brunch, on the 22nd, so that's a week and a half away. And the final date for the movie filming will be at the arena on October 14th. We're hoping to have a hockey game so we can have members of the community in the audience, because they need to have an audience to take a picture of. And then, we'll do more filming after everybody's gone, because it's not even fun to watch that. And, so, yeah, hopefully, everything will be finalized by then.
So if I may, with the filming, is that when we do have that and people would like to attend, is you can't wear any clothing that has any brands on it. You know, because of the filming and the trade rates and stuff, so just as a precaution.
Brands being Carhartt, Adidas, Nike. Okay.
Oilers, or Elks, nothing.
Yeah, you can't be anything.
Coca-Cola,
So a series of white shirts that just says town Gibbons on it would be perfect.
yeah, everybody can.
Because this will be shown around the world.
Thank you.
Mayor Deck, members of council. So, the 2 billion tree grant, we got another load of trees coming in through that grant, we'll be planting them in the fall, Denise will go into that, and mostly in the parks now, we're gonna hit the parks and, see how that works out. Flowers are gonna be removed as they sort of wilt away, for lack of better terminology. She keeps them up until they don't look good and takes them down. We'll slowly remove all of them. We started on, through the trail grant, reconstructing the trail. We're on the north side of the bridge, working from the north to the south, sort of upriver. And we got, riprap and stuff going in along the edge of the river, gravel going on the trail, and through the grant we got a packer, a small packer, so we're packing the trail and making sure it's solid. So and then next year we'll carry on the other side of the bridge and work over the same thing.
Do we have any issues with the amount of rain we had, any more loss of the bank down on that end that you're rebuilding?
No, that's it. It gave up, it doesn't fall anymore. No, if that falls any more than yeah, I think it hasn't fell since that one year we had all the rain, so hopefully we keep an eye on it. We're down there daily to do a check in that small lift station down there, so we walk by every day. There was some cracking upstream from it a little, but nothing came up. Crack season is complete, and the paving, we're waiting till border comes in there, because it saves mobilization, so they'll pave the back lane that we're doing this year, at the same time, save us mobilization fees when they come in. And we did a little bit of paving around. Manhole inspections are ongoing, the water valves, we're working on them, trying to get everything inspected up, so it's an ongoing issue, and as we get time, they carry on, and if we don't have time, they will come. And then the winterization, of course, now we're gonna switch into that, we'll start winterizing stuff soon. Fire department, we're at, 116 camp calls, we're gonna want at 4 a.m. this morning, and county calls are at 99, because we want at midnight. So, membership is, currently at 23 with 3 new members, but, we upped that by, I'm gonna say November 21st, we'll have 29 members. We'll have them trained up probably by the end of November. The one coming on the 21st is a county, member of Sturgeon Fire, and he's moving to town, so he'll be joining us on the 21st of November, so he's fully trained. So we should have all these trained up and ready to go mid to end November on our, boot camp, and then we'll put them level 1, level 2 next year. Now, how many of these we're gonna keep, we'll see how they make it. Projects, EVs working, we're just waiting for green paint for the EV logo to go on the ground. That's always a paint issue. And they are being used, I've seen people plug into them, we actually had somebody complain that people are parking in front of them, and she can't charge her vehicle, but can't tow like a, handicap zone, that don't park here because they wanna plug my vehicle in, it doesn't work, so. Just common courtesy, I guess. Heartland Station, so we're moving along quite well there, the sanitary line is in, the stormwater line's 3/4, they had to stop halfway to run the water line. So the water line should be complete by the end of the week. If all the stars and moon line up, we should be paving the Tim Hortons in that area parking lot within the next week and a half, or a little earlier, depending on weather. And if all the other things line up in there and get it done. Memorial Park,
Update since this was put out is we have received, 2 quotes so far, so we're just starting to analyze and compare those quotes at this time.
cottage subdivision, we got the draft ready for that. Tenders out. Retrofit, so we got talking with Train, and we seem to be working good now. Some of the issue in there is the venting system, and we have a cleaner coming in and cleaning all the vents, and we're closing dampers and trying to relocate what goes where and make sure it's going the right way before we switch over. Train has been working really good. James is on that for us, and he's a very switched on young fella, and he's doing phenomenal. So I leave him at it because that's computer stuff, and most of you know me and we do stuff on my day to work. So, any questions now?
For Eric, we haven't heard anything about those, I believe, water meters you were changing them over time.
Oh, replacing the water meter program?
Yes.
Yeah, it's still ongoing. We've been working on the water meter steady. We put door tags on to work on areas, Denise gets the door tags out. Sometimes we have to put 3 up, and then we have to call, like final notices to them. And then it's trying to fit their schedules. So we just don't, so we're getting close, but it's a ongoing process.
Close 90%?
75. It only takes us 20 minutes to put one in. They're in another.
It's all the other
It's
stuff.
just getting access to the
Yeah.
house
Right.
is the issue.
Okay.
And then we have to go, and some of them we have to crawl in the trailers. We is not me.
Thank you, I was just curious how that was all coming.
Jake?
This is for Eric. I noticed you, it was a great time to meet with the new recruits as well. I was actually surprised at how many we had and how efficient they were at one of the events that I attended with the fire department. I wanted to ask if, because I know way back when I was still in the fire department, we used to have to do medical or fit for duty type training or exercises. Is that training that you're providing before the members go to certification training with the province? Does that include like a fit for duty kind of thing where we can kind of see if they're good for some of the physical rigors of what comes with firefighting?
We do it to a limit, but we gotta be very careful because of, the new rules and regulations. You can't say, oh, they can't lift 50 pounds, so they can't do it. Because there's other things firefighters can do. So they are, they do have to be physically fit. They gotta keep up with it. That's their physical fitness.
And that's kind of what I was alluding to, because back in my day when Dan and I were on the fire department, I know that there were a lot of rigors of physical testing and requirements, and obviously when you have many hands, it makes light work.
Yeah.
So I just want to make sure that we're still maintaining that recruitment. I know it's important to have a certain level of fitness, but I also want to make sure that we're accommodating for our volunteers that want to be on call for the department and work those late hours when we need that help.
Oh, yeah, they do.
Thank you.
And on your note, we had mentioned this weekend, so I wanna thank you and the mayor for helping us with the barbecue, and just so you know, we did really well this year, and, our 50/50 ended up being $2,395.
$2,395.
And the guy came and got it on Sunday, and his name was Jay, not you, but he was from St. Albert. So we presented him the check, and I seen his wife in the vehicle, I said, oh, so that's going right with your wife, and he said, no, actually, I have 4 children, and we need a new fridge, and it's going to the new fridge, so life is something really good.
That's
So that
awesome.
makes you feel good when that happens.
And I do recall, the group aiming for $2,000. And I think that microphone or that, what do we call that thing?
Firefighter Scott Fuller?
Yep.
Yeah, oh.
He's now our new street preacher now, right? He's able to bring everybody in, so it's
He
great
was
to see that.
offering to, if you pay about $50 worth of tickets, he'd fill them out to shut them up, and he was saying that himself. So it went well. So.
Alright,
One more question, this is for Stephanie. You talked about the Truth and Reconciliation event. I was at the one the previous year, but not this one, so how did this one go?
It's, Councilor Barry, still to come, it's on September 27th.
Oh, it hasn't happened yet?
Correct.
Oh, I misread. Okay, thank you.
I get a motion to accept this information, please. Dale, all in favor? Carried. Committee reports. Norm.
Okay, September 7th, I worked on the CAO evaluation. September 8th, I went to the MFRC fundraiser. September 9th, at the bread sale, went around with the golf cart to sell tickets. And I was at the Meet the Community Night. That's everything.
Willis.
September 1st was the Alberta Heartland board meeting, and last night the Meet the Community.
As for my sanctions, I've not attended any town events.
Alright.
On August 25th, I took part in the NLLS board meeting. August 30th, I sat at the farmers market table representing the Gibbons Library Board. August 31st, I attended the CAO Evaluation Committee meeting. Also on August 31st, the FCSAA Policy Committee meeting. September 7th, a second CAO Evaluation Committee meeting. September 8th, the FCSAA Board meeting. And on September 12th, the Meet the Community Night.
Jake.
September 23rd, I attended the Sturgeon River Watershed Alliance committee meeting. There are going to be some things coming up. I'm hoping to meet with administration to do some follow-ups with what that committee wants to move forward with. And then September 9th, participated in the townwide garage sale, more particularly with the Gibbons Fire Department in helping with the fundraising. And I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, I got this from the many firefighters I work with the Angel Fund this time around. Correct? Yes, thank you. And that's my report.
Dale.
August 31st and September 7th, participated in the CAO Performance Evaluation Committee meeting. And then again last night, the Meet the Community.
On August 28th, I attended the Sturgeon Regional Emergency Management Partnership, which I chair. We ensured that Shrimp was invited to meet the community. Paula was there. It was nice to see them out. The budget and fees for the entire Regional Emergency Management Partnership, there will be no increases. Everything is worked, and it'll be billed out at the end of the year just like they did last year, because it works better for budgeting for all concerned. Legal is looking at a generator grant in the event that they have to set up an evac center or something else. And what it'll be is a portable generator, and all they're looking for from the municipalities when they send in is a letter of support for this. It'll benefit the entire region, and a letter of support costs us nothing. So we'll be looking forward to that in the next, you'll probably talk to Robert before I will when they send it out. Sturgeon Emergency Management Partnership, we need our CREP signed agreement set in, and that's just a reminder to all municipalities. They know what's coming, but they just want to send out a reminder. And our next two meetings are set for February 5th and August 26th. February 5th will be in council chambers here. On the September the 8th, I attended the FMRC golf tournament. It was my pleasure to golf with Lieutenant Colonel Sandy Cooper, who is the one of the new commanding officers at the base. outstanding person, Afghan war veteran with the Strathconas. Yeah, great cause. I like going to it. I like spending the money to buy the mulligans and that to help the Military Family Resource Center. Gave an open invitation to Colonel Cooper to come out anytime and visit us. Tried to lobby him to buy a house out here, but they have already bought downtown, so they won't live in the city. Townwide garage sale on September the 9th. Cooked 100 pounds of onions. And I believe we sold 900 hamburgers and just over 300 hot dogs? Ish? Ish.
We had 1,400 patties.
Yeah.
And then it reduced to 1,200, because 2 of them were chicken nuggets in the pile.
And Dylan almost had a stroke because they were labeled as burgers and he opens them up and it's all chicken nuggets and he goes, I've got 15 boxes of this, I'm in trouble.
Oh, yeah, no.
So no, it was a mislabel, so, but yeah, the barbecue went well. We started cooking the onions at 9:30, by 9:45, people are going, you got burgers ready yet? No, give us 10 minutes. And the line, it was nice, we didn't have the huge lunch rush, we just had a continuous line.
Yeah.
But 100 pounds of onions. I do have a shirt that has to be longer to loan, but that's a different issue. And I was at Meet the Community Night, very good evening. Our MLA was there, all of our sports teams. It was a good evening again. And that ends my report. Thank you. And a motion to accept this information. Thank you, Norm. All in favor? Carried. 10-minute recess before we go into closed session.